Hello yogis, welcome back to Yoga Hideout. Namaste to you. Okay, so today we're going to work on a couple of wrist warm-ups that you can do for your practice when it comes to arm balances. Alright, so oftentimes when we come into poses that are weight-bearing onto our hands, we tend to put the weight into the heels of our palms. So for today, we're going to just warm up the entire circumference of your wrist so that you know where to place your weight when it comes to arm balance postures. Alright, so from here, so following along, let's come into a tabletop position on your hands and on your knees. Now from here, I want you to spread out your fingers. So feel as though your fingers are completely spread wide onto the mat and pressing down into your knuckles. So it's important to note that you have to press down and ground firm into your knuckles, so it's not just at the bottom part of your heels here. As you press down into your hands, now from here, keep your toes curled. We're just going to make a couple of circles clockwise direction, making them as big as you can so that we're feeling into all spaces of our wrists. All right, let's do this a couple of times here. Take your time. You can pair these movements with your breath. Really feel where are the parts of the wrist that are feeling just a bit of feedback in this drill. Let's just do one more time to the right. Now after this, we're going to reverse, so going anti-clockwise to the left. Take your time here, just feeling into the parts of your wrist again. It's very important to do these warm-ups before you come into all these strength building postures, even things like your plank, or even your downward facing dog. Sometimes when our wrists are not warmed up, it gets a little bit painful or just a little sore during practice. Okay, so from here, make your way back into a tabletop position. Now from here, we're going to turn our palms facing upwards towards the kneecaps. So your fingers are facing up towards the ceiling. Keep your elbows straight. Now from here, if you can, maybe start to shift the weight back into your heels. Okay, so maybe it's here. You don't have to go all the way back. If you have a little bit more mobility, you can start to extend your hips all the way back to your heels. Okay, I'm kind of stuck here. I'm trying to keep my elbows straight. So if you can keep your elbows straight, it also stretches out your forearms, which you use a lot in your arm balances as well. Let's stay here. 3 more breaths, really feeling into this. Know that you don't have to push it further than where you're feeling the stretch, okay? So don't overstretch. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath here. Okay, slowly come back to center. Flip your palms back to the front. Now from here, turn your palms out to the side. So your left palm turns to the left, right palm to the right. You're still in the tabletop, all fours position. Now from here, just shift your weight to the left slightly. Let's stay there. Keep your hands straight. So you're feeling a bit more pressure into your left wrist. Again, press down into your knuckles. So have attention into your knuckles, not just the heels of your palms getting all the weight. 2 more breaths here. Last breath, inhale. Exhale, come back to center. Let's switch over to the right. So now lean your weight over to the right. And if possible, keeping both of your hands straight here. Breath of 1. Notice here which wrist is feeling just a little bit more in these stretches. Breath of 2. 1 more here. Inhale. Exhale. Come back to center. Okay, now from here, you're going to flip your hands around. Your fingers are pointing towards your kneecaps. Your palms are facing down towards your mat. So it's different from the first one that we did. Now press down into your hands. Keep your elbows straight. And once more, we're going to shift back and notice how this feels. Okay, so take your time. Your heels of the palms, which are the base of the palms here, might lift just slightly away from the mat. That's okay. Keep your hands straight as you start to move back. And again here, don't overstretch. Just enough for you to feel opening and to feel just a little bit more mobile before you come up into your strong practice. 2 more breaths here. Let's do 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. Slowly come back up and release. Okay, so those are for your pre-warm-up. Okay, so warm-ups that you can do before you come into your arm balances. Now from here, how do we cool down after you've practiced all your arm balances? Now what you do is you come into like a forward fold, so hip width apart with your feet. You're going to very slowly slide your wrists under your feet here. Toes are going to touch your wrist crease, so slide your hands all the way under. And from here, you can shift your weight forward so your toes are pressing against the heels of the palms. So notice how this feels and just start to sway the body here. Any movement. So you're just moving the weight around from your toes into your wrists. It's kind of like a massage that you're giving your wrists here with your toes. Let's do another 2 more breaths. Let's do just one last deep breath. Okay, from here, release your hands from underneath, cup the mat or the floor, lower your knees down. Now, something else that you can do, maybe if you're doing, say, a plank pose and you're feeling maybe this is giving you a bit of feedback, what you can do is just take your hands in this way, bring your fingers in, and let's just hold this position for a little bit. All right, that helps you release all this work that we do in a plank or in any arm balances. So you're reversing this by creating this stretch. Stay here for a moment, couple breaths. So whenever you're in a vinyasa practice and halfway through, your wrist just can't take it anymore, drop your knees down and do this for a moment. Stay here. One more deep breath. And start to release. Notice how that feels. Roll it out, shake it out. And thank you so much. I hope this helps you in your practice. Know that it's very important for you to give your wrist some love. So before and after your practice, make sure you do some of these drills. All right. Thank you very much. See you in the next video. Namaste.